Well, there are so many things.
Yeah, no kidding.
First of all, well, the gentlelady from Texas refers to the supposed concern and fear that she has about the Omicron variant coming in April. Then on what basis is the CDC recommending that they end Title 42? Right? If this is such a great concern, then why would the CDC say, oh no, we don't need to use Title 42 to protect our Border Patrol agents, protect Americans, stem the tide of 8,000 people a day coming across our border? By the way, it's not just COVID, tuberculosis, flu, all sorts of different communicable diseases. And so, we've got this big fear coming in April, but no, we don't want to have Title 42. And my colleague from Texas mocked the focus by some of my colleagues on the need to have Title 42, as if it's not causing rampant flow across our border, little girls put in stash houses, getting raped, cartels making $100 million. And then the chairman scoffs. The chairman scoffs when I say little girl getting raped in a stash house. Has the chairman been to the border of Texas? Has the chairman been in the last year to the border of Texas and met with Border Patrol agents, gone down and talked to the people that are sitting there looking at what's actually happening in stash houses?
Would the gentleman yield?
I'll yield briefly.
Yes.
And what did you find? No stash houses? The chairman scoffed. Is the chairman saying there are no stash houses with no little girls getting raped in Texas?
The gentleman will yield?
I will.
I am not saying there are no stash houses. I'm not saying little girls not being raped in Texas and in every other state in the union for that matter.
Well, then reclaiming my time, when the chairman scoffs, when we talk about the damage being done to this country, with cartels having complete operational control of our border, charging $3,000 to $5,000 a day to come across the border, and little girls getting put into the sex trafficking trade, I think that tells us a lot about where the priorities are of this committee. And I'm getting a little sick and tired of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle scoffing at Texans having to take the brunt of this. Ranchers losing their longtime family-held ranches. Fences getting cut, livestock getting out, people getting abused. And my other side of the aisle just doesn't give a whit about it, as evidenced by the scoff of the Judiciary Committee chairman. It's absolutely mind-boggling. This is what the American people are absolutely sick and tired of. And we're sitting here debating an amendment because we want to say that the power of the federal government shouldn't be used to go after American citizens because they take a different view, or they want to share information about their concern about a administration of a vaccine in their arm by a pharmaceutical company that is liability protected by government from any action by citizens to say, wait a minute, what might happen to me if I stick that in my arm? And are we going to have hearings anywhere in this body about excess deaths? Can anybody on the other side of the aisle sit here right now and testify before God and man that the 200, 300,000 question mark excess deaths, when we're talking about non-COVID, natural deaths over the last year, and say that they are not connected to vaccine?
Would the gentleman yield?
I'll yield.
The fact of the matter is, I can testify, and every statistic shows that in states where the governors have relaxed vaccine requirements, the death rate from COVID is far, far higher than the states where they haven't.
Reclaiming my time, that's just simply not true. And you didn't answer my question.
Let's see the data.
You didn't answer my question about the data. And hauling in witnesses here to talk about whether or not individuals, American citizens, have lost their life, are dead today because of vaccines. Are we having any litigation over that? No, because they're protected from liability. And then the chairman has the audacity to say that it is completely proper for a healthcare worker, the very same people we were calling heroes a year ago, to lose her job, to get fired, to lose her health care if she doesn't believe it's in her interest to get vaccinated. By the way, irrespective of natural immunity, which our so-called experts were denying for a year on end. So I more than support the gentleman from Arizona's amendment. This is extremely important, and I'm absolutely appalled at the extent to which my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are dismissing this encroachment on freedom.